guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I made a Stingray cake topper. So I made this one last week in my Facebook Live, so you can still view the full length version over on my Facebook page. So this is a bit of a sped up version for you. I used a grey colour paste, so I've just used some Serratino modelling paste and I've mixed the black and white together to create this grey colour. I've got about 178 grams here, but you might want to go smaller or larger than I have done. So we're going to start by flattening the ball a little bit with my hands. So when I'm flattening it, I'm kind of trying to shape it a little bit at the same time. So we're trying to pull the tail bit out at one end. And you don't want to flatten the middle too much because we need that to be a little bit bigger than the rest for putting like the face and the eyes into. So concentrate more on each of the edges of the two sides. And can you see I'm pulling them outwards just a little bit? I'm bringing them to a bit more of a point, not a sharp point, a kind of rounded point-ish. I've done quite a few sea-themed cake toppers as well throughout my Facebook Lives, guys. So if you do want to check any of those out, I do have a few on the YouTube channel and over on my Facebook page. If you do enjoy this video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. So you can flip the edges of the Stingrays. Are they flippers or its wings? I don't know. But I'm going to flip them upwards, and the same with like its nose area, just slightly. I'm just going to put a little cut near either end of the tail, and we're going to just press that down just a little bit there, thinning it out and then tucking it behind the cut that I've made. I'm not sure if I made sense when I've talked about that bit, but kind of tucked it behind. You can go much longer with the Stingray's tail if you want them, what I have done, but I didn't want it to snap off even, so we've kept it fairly short. I'm adding the eye sockets with a balling tool. Again, it's up to you whether you want to go smaller or bigger than what I have done here. And we're going to fill them with a ball of white modelling paste. Now, guys, the modelling paste I'm using is the Serratino modelling paste, but I'm going to put links below the video to everything that I've used should you want to use the same things. But most of the things are just available in my online shop. So I've got this hook-shaped tool that we're going to use to just put in some little eye bags. If you don't have this tool, don't worry. It just happened to be the perfect shape for creating little bags. Because what Stingray doesn't want bags under its eyes? So the bags were really just because its eyes were a little bit deep under the eye socket. So I thought just turn them into bags, and at least it looked like it was meant to look like that rather than it being an accident and looking tired. So we're putting some little dots on. I'm using some sugar pearls. These pearls have actually got chocolate in the middle and then coated in like a candy. But if you prefer not to use the pearls, you can just roll pieces of your modelling paste and stick them on the top as well. You can use them in any colour as well. You don't have to go for grey. So I did them in grey. I kind of wished afterwards I'd gone for a nice brighter colour. Something a bit more cheerful colour-wise. And then I've also got some other little sprinkles, these little like kind of disc confetti style sprinkles that I'm pushing on there as well. I'm just sticking them on with a bit of water, or you can use edible glue, guys. And then let's give it some pupils. So I've just got a round plunger cutter, and we've rolled out some black modelling paste, really nice and thin. And we're going to put it in the eyes. And then for the iris, I'm just going to colour around with a edible pen. So these are the fractal pens that I'm using here, guys. But you don't have to have a fractal pen. Any edible pen, or if you prefer, you can just use food colouring and a brush to paint this colour on. You can also put the iris on in like a coloured disc of paste if you prefer that to painting or colouring. So I've gone over with like a kind of turquoise colour and then a darker blue around the very outer edge. I don't usually get it particularly neat, but what I do afterwards is just run over it with a slightly damp brush to try and blend the two blues together. So if you do want to watch it in real time, don't forget I do have the video itself of me doing it in real time over on my Facebook page. And I do Facebook Lives each Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. UK time, if anybody does fancy watching them live with me. So we've cut out a disc of grey, and I've cut it in half, and these are going to go on for eyelids. You can see the practice one I did earlier doesn't have eyelids, but I thought I'd give this one eyelids, see what it looks like. Makes it look a bit sleepy or a bit dopey looking, which is fine because that matches its bags. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny piece of white paste in so that it's got a little kind of sparkle or reflection of light in each eye. If you struggle to go small enough with your pen, you can just use like an edible white paint or even an edible white pen for those dots as well. And let's take a really thin piece. I could have maybe gone a bit thinner. Of black modelling paste. We've rolled it nice and thin, and it's just going to go under each of those eyelids. Now I've brought it so it's a little bit longer, so it's got like a bit of an eyelash that sticks out at the far edge of each eye. And just flick that up a little bit if you can. There we go. Now you can add colour to it if you want, or you can leave it just like it is. I've got these petal powders Petalcraft powders, I think they're called. Now, these are edible ones. I know they look a bit like makeup palettes, but they are edible food colours or edible food dusts. And I'm just going to rub these on, just so it's not all one colour, because I did go for quite a bland colour by making them grey. So blue and purple. And where I've gone over the sprinkles, it's kind of stuck to the sprinkles anyway, so the sprinkles now look a bit brighter than the dull grey, the pale grey that I chose earlier. I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit at the front as well. If you prefer not to add the colour, the extra colour, you don't have to. This one I'm adding now is like a pearlized colour, so it's got like a hint of blue to it. I don't know how well it shows on camera, but it has a really nice kind of pearlized effect when I use it in real life. Again, I'll put links to what I've used below the video as well. You can add a bit of darker shading just under the eyes. I don't know if you guys can hear the noise in the background. My next door neighbour is hoovering his lawn. So I can just hear the hoover going in the background. He's got a fake lawn. It's not real grass that he's hoovering, by the way. So I'm using some dipping solution now. We're going to underneath, rather than using like the powdered colours, because it doesn't give you a stronger colour when you use powder, we're going to mix it into a paint. So I've got some white edible powder, but we're mixing it with this dipping solution. Or you can use like clear alcohol or lemon essence. And it just mixes it to a paint. Now you can use water, but if you mix the powders with water, it doesn't give you a smoother paint. Also, the dipping solution or clear alcohol, it dries pretty quick. It evaporates very quickly. But it does give us a smoother paint. So just painting underneath. You can add more just at the front edge of it as well, just to lighten it up a little bit more. If it's a bit patchy, you can give it more than one layer as well. And maybe we go for a more pinky colour on our other Stingray. So I'm just going to repeat the whole process again, but instead of using blues, I think we're going to go for some pinks. Again, guys, the palettes I use, I do sell them on my website, and I'll put links below the video should you want to have a look at them. There we go, all finished. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. If you do have a go at making them, I'd love to see what you've made. You can always tag me on Instagram and Facebook in your pictures of your creations. I do enjoy seeing them. But yeah, there they are, all finished. Don't forget to check out our other sea-themed creations on my YouTube channel and Facebook page. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and more.